Aries.
Hello Aries, this is your December forecast for 2016, and listen, we have a beautiful month with a long list of beautiful transits coming up here for you, and we have a long list of beautiful transits this month that's going to behoove you and help you actually start launching yourself towards new goals here as we get into 2017. So this month here in December, it's like you're preparing, researching, getting your ducks in a row for your career, which is actually going to start taking off here in January. But let's take a look at what's going on. The Sun and Mercury, both in the sign here of Sagittarius this month, is your sister sign. And it really helps you open up those visions that you have, those goals that you have on that far horizon, and we all need that horizon in order to really step things up, right? So I can see how you're going to spend a little extra time digging deep into whatever it is that you can do to prepare yourself for January. Now Saturn is in this area too, and has been for a while, and still will be, at least for the better part of a year. And this is you connecting to that inner mastery, if you so wish. Okay, so you're really in the long run now preparing for where your career is going to take off once Saturn gets into Capricorn, right? But that's still some time to go. But anytime you have transits now going through Sagittarius, coming close to that Saturn, you're igniting that inner mastery with yourself. We have Venus in Capricorn. Now that is in your career house here this month, at least here for the first week, 10 days. So whatever you've been seeing taking place in November, we spoke about that last month too, how things could start really flowering and blossoming for you in this area. And of course, Venus has passed Pluto. So whenever they meet in a conjunction like that, Venus gets infused with that Plutonian energy, which all calls for transformation. Okay, so you've transformed that Venus for the annual trip around until it comes into your career house again next year. But you're going to start seeing these things now starting to appear. It could be interaction, little insights that you're, well, it could be your supervisors too, whispering something, some promises into your ear. Mars in the sign of Aquarius this month. Well, the Aquarian energy is all about futuristic thinking, thinking ahead, being very smart as far as, should I say, finding out some new inventive ways, thinking outside of the box, daring to leap off the deep end. Now, it is in your 11th house for your hopes and dreams, so Mars being your primus motor, it's actually launching you to reach for those higher dreams, right? So it's also a very social area of your chart. You're going to see that December for you, I mean for everybody for the most part, it is a social month, but for you especially here, Aries, you will come to see how there's going to be invites here and there. You might have to make some choices since you only have one body to go someplace at a time, right? So good for you. That's wonderful. Now the full moon this month here on the 13th is in the sign of Gemini, sorry, your third house, which has to do with short trips. You might find yourself traveling around here this full moon, and if you do, it could be to a neighboring city or just a little bit out of town. Not looking for long distance trips necessarily when the third house is involved. That's more the 9th house. But more communication with your siblings, third house indicates that as well, or anything that has to do with written or verbal presentations. It's awesome. You will be center stage in that limelight. The new moon is when we plant our intentions, and this month it's going to be on the 28th, sign of Capricorn, which is what? It is your career house. So this would be the day to put down your intentions of how it is specifically. Make a list make specific goals for what it is you're wanting to reach, obtain, and so forth, because this new moon, not only does it linger and last with us for a month, but it actually plants the seed for a full year ahead, right? So let's start off on what you can expect here throughout the month, because December is starting off with a big bang, Mars and Jupiter in a beautiful alignment. It is a so-called trine, Mars being your physical drive, energy, goals, and so forth. Meeting up with Jupiter in this way, well, that doesn't happen all that often. We have it twice in a 2-year cycle. Jupiter being what it wants to expand for you, then we need to find Jupiter in your chart, which now currently for you is in your relationship area. So Mars is going to open up this door. You might feel beautiful, you may feel blessed, you may feel that your relationship is stepping up towards some new cycles, and you could feel also that the men around you at this time might be very helpful and of extra assistance to whatever it is you're doing or working on. That could be projects, partners, not necessarily just your life partner, but it could be partners in general that you work closely with, one-on-one. This is a great time for it. And not only is Jupiter expanding your horizons right now, but Mars is also locking in security that has to do with Saturn, the long-term situations. So for you, this aspect is between your future visions, the 9th house, hopes and dreams in the 11th house. So you can see how the two of them will blend together. Absolutely fantastic. To give it even more of an oomph, on the 6th, Mars will sextile Uranus. Uranus is always full of surprises, and for you, that is your 1st house, Mars in the 11th house. So you're going to feel that you're coming out in a new way, and possibly in a way that really feels like you're making advancement. On the 9th, we have Sun and Jupiter sextiling. The Sun being you, Jupiter being everything that just grows, which are blessings upon you from your area of the 7th house, partnerships and so forth. So in this sense, yes, you could be making some plans maybe to travel. This would be a long distance travel, not the one that we mentioned on the 13th, which would be more in and out of town, short trip, but you could start planning a long distance trip here on the 9th. Also, for those of you who are schooling, this would be a time for you to get some good results. You will see how Jupiter is empowering you to make headway. And of course, the 9th house also has to do with publishing. It has to do with foreign people and places. It has to do with green cards. If you're settling a lawsuit, this would be the time where you're going to see that it's heading your way, assisting you to get some great results. On the 10th, Mercury and Neptune are sextile, as Sun and Saturn too are conjunct. So what does that mean? It means that on the 10th, you have something that is so concrete, handfast, should I say, that really ties in with that you can share some good news. This is Mercury and Neptune. It will also allow you, with this secure key that Saturn's giving you, that you can now embark upon those visions that you hold. So you can see just up to this point how December is opening up like a fairy tale book, Aries. On the 11th, the Sun, that is you and Uranus in your 1st house, which is you and your personality. Here is a beautiful surprise for you, unexpectedly so. That's what Uranus does when it comes in with great aspects. The Sun here then will be the 9th house. So I feel it's something that you've been working to attain that could come in and present itself. It could be an offer too, by all means. Then it's quieting down a little bit until the 24th. So we have a week there, not too many transits going on. Of course, we'll have all the moon transits and so forth. You can get that in your Astro Weekly to see what's going on in those days. But on the 24th, we have Saturn radiating here, beautiful beams to Uranus. Saturn wants to anchor things. It's you, your mastery, feeling good about the structure that you've built, And then comes this aspect to Uranus. We spoke about possible opportunities coming in there earlier in the month. I feel this could be another day where opportunities could come your way, knock on your door, and if you feel your intuition is right, well then this could be a great one to take hold of. On the 25th, we have 3 major aspects, and this is Christmas Day for those of you celebrating it here in the US. In Europe, it is more on the 24th, but on the 25th, Venus and Jupiter. That is lots of love, lots of warmth, just beautiful, harmonious energy being shared with your loved ones. It's also showing that your presence this year could be lucrative. Since both Venus and Jupiter are coming together this way, it shows that there is just a wide variety of deliciousness too around you here. So food, wine, and good company. On the same day, we got Venus making 2 beautiful aspects, one to Uranus, one to Saturn. Again, we're looking at all of those physical goods, presence, and so forth, delightfulness, and also what we truly enjoy, sentiments of the heart, love, and so forth. There might be an extra special surprise for you here today, just because Uranus is involved, and maybe you're thinking about creating a huge surprise for somebody you love. Saturn will show that it's quality. It's something that has longevity to it. It's not just some plastic gift, so to speak. It really looks like quality, quality, quality is what this Christmas season is going to be all about. Now on the 26th, you might just feel like wanting to conk out Jupiter and Uranus. They're opposing one another, and I feel that Jupiter has gotten its load of all the good foods and just wanting to chill, and that is a great day to do so. On the 27th, we're kicking into action. Mercury and Mars here, they are up to par. I see your mind is super clear. You are very efficient on this day as Mars is just getting you up and going. And then, of course, we have the 28th with that new moon right in your career house. So we want to circle that on our calendars. And then we have the 30th. And the 30th is here, the Sun and Neptune. That's you, and it's you on, should I say, dreamy steroids. It's your visions, your hopes, and so forth. And of course, you might now be making some plans for the new year, and this would be a time to actually start preparing for it, because Mars here on the 31st is also coming in to Neptune as well. So I feel just the lead up to New Year's Eve, and here as we enter in on New Year's Eve, Mars with Neptune is actually a very wonderful aspect to have on such a celebration. So listen here, Aries, this is what I have for you in December. I wish you well. Thank you for the year that has passed, and I'll see you in 2017.